Recap for Thursday. We woke up pretty early again, and we hopped on another North Shore bus for a 2.5 hour drive.
This is the time we took the 60, so it went all the way up the coast.
Yep,
It's
and
much better than the 52.
yeah, we got off at Sharks Cove.
Halfway up the coast, we're like, man, we should have put on a Gypsy Guide. Over there.
We went up to Sharks Cove for snorkeling, and that is a very busy snorkel spot. Very busy.
Hard to get in.
Yeah, generally everyone falls getting in, either getting in or getting out. The rocks are very slick. Make sure you have swimming shoes. That is undoable without swimming.
Some shade, maybe, if you can.
We were okay without shade.
Yeah, but it would be nice with shade.
The beach is very small. Maybe it's big enough during normal years, but this year
it was very crowded.
it was very insufficient.
Every nook and cranny was people, like, stuff. And there was a bunch of families that had come down and not understand the dynamic of getting in the water, and then...
I feel like for a lot of people, they go to Sharks Cove first, like, as their first snorkeling experience, and I would not recommend it as their first snorkeling experience.
I don't know which one I would recommend first. Turtle one was...
The turtle one's probably good for beginners. That's at Laniakai Beach, which we spoke about yesterday. That one's a lot calmer. And it wasn't that there weren't strong currents by any means. There were some very fun,
hard to get in.
Yeah, big caverns to look into, and
yeah, the rocks were. It's a more dynamic, like, landscape than a lot of the other places. So
nice variety of fish.
Yeah, it's hard to get in and out. Once you're in, it's fun.
Yeah, once you're in, it's a blast. And the problem is it's not a very large reef, so you're bumping into people, and people are constantly...
Yeah, from side to side, it's not even a football field wide. It's very narrow.
So we but overall it was enjoyable. I mean, it was good snorkelage. We saw lots of fish.
Yeah, I saw an eel.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of sea cucumbers. So after we snorkeled for a couple hours, we hopped on the bus and went over to Haliwa, where we had our shark tour.
Oh my gosh.
So we booked a shark cage experience. I think it was about $200 for both of us. It was like maybe $215. And so we're all waiting around, and the boat finally shows up.
Yeah, they have a kiosk at the...
Oh, so we haven't eaten anything.
Yeah, Wednesday we went up there, and we had Dukes in the morning, so we were stuffed. So we went up there the next day with just a very light breakfast, not realizing that
just
we'd
our
be
normal
starving after
snorkeling all morning. So we were like, okay, we got to eat something before we go on the boat. So
or we'll be fat, or we'll be hangry by the time we get off there.
So we go to 7-Eleven, and they have some bao buns, and they look good. It's a good price. It's like $7 for 4 bao buns, and I was like, 4 bao buns? That's not a ton of food. We should be fine in terms of seasickness, because I had read some reviews saying, oh, make sure if you use seasickness pills to take them before. So we ate the buns, we took some photos of us with their little shark head cut out, and we get on the boat.
Oh, well, first of all, there was no one manning the
little kiosk.
So we all stood around like, what's going on?
Are we in the right spot?
Yeah. And then the boat shows up and unloads the other passengers, and he's like, he apologized because the person who normally mans it wasn't there. But he gets everyone, and then loads us, and there's a couple people for the 10:30, but we didn't see anyone else for 10:30, so they must have had an exclusive to 2 people.
What are you talking about?
You didn't see... Okay, so there was 3 people who... He went through the list, and there were 3 people who weren't on his list, and he went and found them in there for the 10:30.
Are you talking about the 2:30?
Sorry, the 2:30 tour.
Okay.
And so I was like, ooh, that must be exclusive. There's only 3 people on it.
I doubt it.
They're...
But anyway, so we get on the boat, and they're giving us the safety spiel, and they talk about seasickness, and they say, well, we had a lot of our last boat get seasick. The waters are very choppy, and if you think that you might get seasick, get off the boat now. And I was nervous about Phil, because He's been getting seasickness and motion sickness a lot on this trip so far.
Well, mostly with
The floaties.
the floaties. Well, you got seasick too on the floaties.
No. Well,
Not to the
I got a
speed.
little nauseous.
Yeah. And
Not
then,
to where you were.
But then, like, on the Turtle Canyon one, I was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Getting back in the boat. But, like, because I've gotten sick on a boat before in the ocean. And then...
But that was years ago.
Years ago.
But you haven't been on another boat in the ocean besides the glass bottom. You were fine on the glass
Yeah,
bottom.
glass bottom was fine.
It was just
Yeah.
the turtle one.
Yeah.
So we asked how many people, well, someone asked, oh, well, how many people threw up on the last boat? Because there's maybe 10 of us on this boat.
15.
There were 15?
The 15. We started off with 15 because there was going to be two groups.
Okay.
One group of 8, one group of 7.
Anyway, so we asked how many people threw up in the last group, and they said 7. And we're all like, whoa. And they emphasize again, if you think you're going to get seasick, you can get off the boat now. And 4 people leave.
No refund, just leave.
Well, the interesting thing was that the 2 of them were going to get in a cage and that the other 2 were just there to watch.
Huh.
Because you can go out on the boat just to watch. It's like $30 cheaper.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So we're all laughing and thinking, oh, those poor saps that get seasick.
Well,
Oh.
not just that, but just that they didn't think they were up for it. Man. If we
No.
hadn't known.
Wait.
Go.
We're not there yet. So we're all kind of joking about, well, if we need to puke, where should we puke? Ha 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 ha. I'm sure with this tone you can figure out where we're going with this. So we get a nice little harbor ride, and then the harbor opens up into the ocean. And it's a 3-mile ride to the cage.
And it's not bad. It's a little rocky. You can kind of expect some of the waves.
You can feel a little bit in your stomach, but not like
Yeah, and only when like it crests a wave. Yeah, and you're like, ooh, a little bit of like when you go over a hill
like
in
a
a car.
roller coaster.
Yeah.
I can deal with this. So we were in the first group to go down. It was us, a group of early 20s girls,